Hey everyone, welcome to Sunrise Extra on a Monday. We hope you guys had a calm, safe weekend out in the sunshine. There is a guy that we are tracking this morning. It's not Chris McGinnis, but we do want to welcome him into the show. Good morning, Chris. We have you here for a couple of reasons.
Because we love tracking people.
Yes, we love tracking people. It is 2020, right? So
it's interactive, right?
Yeah. And so there's a guy that's running around Mount Rainier. It's this trail that's 93 miles. It's like 23,000 vertical feet or something. And he's trying to get the fastest known time for that particular run. So he started at 5 a.m. this morning. He's going to be running for, what was it, 16 or 18 hours?
Yeah.
And trying to get that fastest known time. And he said he just was trying to take advantage of this quarantine time, trying to use the summer in a productive, healthy way. And so we're kind of asking you guys, is there anything that you've been doing during this crazy summer that has really challenged you, or maybe something you normally wouldn't be doing that you want to kind of continue after the pandemic that has really kind of brought out some good qualities in you? And it doesn't have to be 93-mile ultra running. So anyway,
Chris, what about you?
No circumnavigation of all the Cascade Peaks?
No, not for me.
So I'm just going to be honest here. I mean, like, good for that guy. Tyler, I believe his name is, doing the Wonderland trail, the circumnavigating of Mount Rainier, and that's a really popular thing to do in the running community. But I'm myself still doing my best to be a good father of two young children during the pandemic. So the idea of me going out and running miles and miles and miles, that went by the wayside a while ago. What we've been trying to do a lot is get out in ways where we can be socially distant and still, get some exercise for our now almost 40-month-old, right? And he's full of energy, so we've got to find places to go to let him, get that out, so he's not getting it out in the house on my ceiling while everybody at home is listening to him. And our little baby Daphne, who's now
How old is
9
she
months
now?
old,
9 months.
continues to grow, and she's 9 months. She is 9 months in a couple of days.
Oh my God!
So as a mama who has been there, done that, both of you have little ones. Paloma is almost 3?
Yep.
And then, Chris just mentioned his kids. There is light at the end of the tunnel, people. Don't be too hard on yourselves. That's a triple full-time job, chasing children. So you have many a year. You pretty much get a pass.
So what we have been doing, though, is because Patrick has now gotten on his Strider bike, I've been using that to stop him from killing himself out on the street, and B, do sprints to catch up with him. So that's been my little sprint work every couple of days, is trying to stay up with him on the bike, which I got to tell you that as he gets faster and faster, my hamstrings are getting more and more sore.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, let him get a little ways ahead of you and then run up to him. That's a good idea. So yeah, we just want to know, are you guys watching? Have you done anything that's really kind of challenged yourself in a positive? I know there's a lot of not great challenges out there that we're all going through, but any kind of positive new things or new habits that you've picked up that you'd love to continue that really have challenged you?
On the stream this morning, Jennifer Taft, one of our regulars.
Hey, Jen.
Good morning. You've mentioned this before, I think. She's a political cartoonist, right?
Oh yeah, she tweets us pictures all the time. Pandemic duck news, she calls it.
Yeah,
What's
there
up,
you
Jennifer?
go. Yeah, and so she says she does that to draw attention to local politics and also working in advocacy, she says, for many causes I believe in and to make people laugh. That's a great combo.
Yeah, and she's a very good cartoonist. You got to check out her.
And then she says, just another manic Monday. Yeah. And she says she's tired for Tyler Green.
I know can we pull up that tracker at all, Director Mark? Because we were watching him, and there you see, if we can kind of scroll down, because I know the banner is covering some of it. There we are. So he started, that blue line is the progress he's made. If you're watching us live right now, it's 7:08 right now. He started at 5 a.m. and he's kind of been running along the, Nisqually River. So for the whole day, he's going to be running around. and him and his wife do this. They've hit some of these fastest known times around Mount Hood and St. Helens.
Okay.
I believe.
There they are.
Yeah.
I love that he's blogging about this. Chris, the farthest I've ever run is a half marathon, right? So, that's nowhere near 93 miles.
13.1, yeah.
A big time runner. At least you have been. You did it in college. Can you give us some idea of what it takes, the stamina and the mental part of that, to do something like run full out for 93 miles?
Well, okay, so let's put that in perspective, and not to take away from that at all, because that's a whole other level of, from marathoning to doing ultra marathoning to doing circumnavigating of Mount Hood and Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier. Mount Rainier is a big mountain, by the way. That trail, 93 miles. They're not going all out. They're measuring themselves out over the distance, right? I mean, they're not in a dead sprint. They do have to pace themselves, and I guess the next level of either we'll call it enthusiasm or craziness up from just doing a circumnavigating of Mount Rainier might be to do it without any aid. And I'm not sure if I heard in Cassidy's story or not if he planned to have, if he had somebody that was like dropping stations with dropping stuff for him along the way, or if he was just straight up, all he had was all he could carry, and that's what he's doing for the next 16, 18 hours or whatever. But Brenda, I guess that the short answer to your question is it just takes the will, right? I mean, you just gotta want it, and you gotta enjoy it too, because it's not something that like a marathon. You can't just muscle your way through it. You can't just be tough all the time. I mean, there's times that are just, you gotta kind of flow. You gotta let it just happen.
I think we should run
Cassidy's
as you
let go of control, it kind of flows a little bit more.
Because I think that gives us a better idea of what this guy is doing and how it broke down. So here it is.
This is Tyler Green.
Go!
He started running in 2nd grade and basically never stopped.
Later on, I found trail running, and that was what it was like. Oh, this is it.
Now he's on the Nike trail running team with his wife, Rachel, which means, yes, they do a lot of running up, down, and around mountains.
The ability to go to all these incredible places, just to be able to see so much in a day, and to be able to travel so much, and to have this really feast of the senses.
For 2020, Tyler had a lot of big running plans.
I had a race in China in March that I was planning on going to that was canceled due to coronavirus really early. And then since then, everything's been canceled. So not just myself, but most runners are looking at, well, what can I do to challenge myself and do something that still scratches my competitive itch? So FKTs is one of those things that people do.
FKT stands for fastest known time, as in the fastest time anyone has ever recorded completing something. Tyler got his first one 2 years ago on the Timberline Trail that wraps around Mount Hood.
That was definitely my best run that I ever had, and it was a really remarkable day. So I've owned that record for a couple years now.
Then when this summer came around and races were canceled, Tyler decided, why not try for 2 more? Starting with the Lewitt Trail around Mount St. Helens. And Tyler's fast friends had the same idea.
My friend Dylan Bowman, he ran a record around the Lewitt Trail in 5:11, and then my other friend ran it in 5:06, and then I brought the record down to just under, like 6 seconds under 5 hours.
And that FKT, just a few weeks ago, was part of Tyler's training for his next attempt.
So the Wonderland Trail is the trail that circumnavigates or wraps around Mount Rainier.
It's 93 miles long with 23,000 feet of vertical climb. Sounds like something not many people would think to do, right? But remember Tyler's friend Dylan Bowman that ran the Lewitt Trail right before he did? Apparently he had the same idea for the Wonderland Trail too. He ran it last Wednesday, and really fast.
He broke the record by an hour and a half. A little bit unnerving for me, knowing that the goal has shifted. It's a scary goal, but I'm gonna go for it anyway.
So starting about 5 a.m. on Monday, Tyler will be running as fast as he can around Mount Rainier. And while he is attempting a new fastest known time, that's not all it's about for Tyler.
In the FKT world, there's success or failure, but in my sense of running and being a mountain athlete and loving the mountains, the best day that I can have is a day where I'm going to test myself in a way where I'm able to understand something about what I can do and who I am in a deeper sense than I did when I started the run. And this is supposed to be fun in a odd way.
In a somewhat uncomfortable way. And that's kind of the point.
There's something human about being uncomfortable that helps us grow. And I think maybe ultra runners want to experience that discomfort and that challenge. You know, while you're in it, you're like, I never want to do this again. And then there's something about pain also that's just such a short-term memory where all of a sudden I'm fine with it and I'm ready to do it again.
So cool, right? Okay, while we were watching this, like Jeff Lucas on our Facebook stream made me totally crack out laughing. And he said, if you see me running, you better run too. And I have the same sentiment, Jeff. Okay, something must be chasing you or something is wrong if
There
you see
go.
me running.
So Tyler,
That's
we were
Nina's
finding out.
story. She only runs if she's being chased.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
our
have
producer
to.
was looking it up on Tyler's blog. He's a middle school teacher, and his wife is a med student. I can't imagine doing that kind of physical feat, but what scenery. They have the coolest Instagram account, I'm certain, because just the glorious mountains and the forests and the streams. I'm in awe.
Yeah. What challenge have you taken on, Brenda?
You know, another
during this
aspect to the-
quarantine? Oh, sorry, Chris. The delay.
I was going to say another aspect to the challenge here is, you know, don't forget that he's doing this, 20, 30,000 vertical feet of climbing on a 93-mile run at like 5,000 feet. So the air is like a good 5% less, right? I mean, have you ever tried to run around the parking lot at Timberline? Just to
Mother,
feel like, oh,
please.
you're a little
No,
winded?
no.
You're asking us? No, we have not.
How many more layers of stuff can we add on this?
It's so funny. My
It's
partner
hard.
and my daughter, they have done just not extreme sports, but they were athletes, one basketball, one gymnastics, soccer. So I feel like in their years on the planet, they have put some miles on their body, because sometimes they're around the house like rubbing tiger balm on stuff and kind of hobbling around. I'm like, who's 56 and
Yeah, no
who's
kidding.
not? Because I paced myself and I'm doing pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah, no kidding. I like that motto, Brenda. Pace yourself in
Pace
life.
yourself.
Not
There
only
you
on the
go.
trail, but in life. Katie Heisman,
That
she's
is
a
what the
runner.
pandemic has taught me thus far, by the
Yeah,
way.
she says, I like running. It's so she thinks the story is so awesome. She says the jokes are funny, but once you start running, it's really refreshing. So much respect for runners like this. Yes, for sure. I have a ton of respect
It's
for that.
so true. I had that same thing after the half marathon, and this was years ago, but I was like, it was hard, but it felt so good when I was finished. And then I thought, well, maybe I could do a marathon. Maybe I could do a full marathon. And then that little thought went right out of my head.
Are you never going to, you don't think you'll do one?
No, I don't
No.
think so. I think it's too hard on the bod.
Yeah.
I do, cycling, walking, weightlifting, other stuff. I don't think I'd go back to like distance running.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. All right, you guys. What do you think?
I think we should give Tyler's website a plug.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
ultrasidehustle.com, and you can follow his progress. I can't wait to see what his time is. See if he can challenge his friend and beat him.
What's harder, a room full of middle schoolers or a 93-mile run? We will find out from
good
Tyler.
question.
I'm sure we'll catch up with him after he's done and gets some rest later on today. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow on Sunrise Extra. Bye.